Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of the Action Movies Golden Era podcast. Today's episode is different from our usual format. On Saturday, March 28th, we lost a legendary martial artist, teacher, stuntman, fight choreographer, stunt coordinator, personal bodyguard for rock and roll bands, and Australian actor, our good friend, Grandmaster Richard Norton. Richard was a respected figure in the martial arts world and one of the first Australians to gain significant recognition in Hong Kong action films. His collaboration with legends like Jackie Chan and Sammo in the 1980s cemented his place in martial arts cinema history, including his famous catchphrase, painful. This episode was originally meant to be a conversation between Richard and me, something we had planned for the near future. Sadly, that chance never came. So instead, I want to honor him today with a tribute, sharing our appreciation, memories, and heartfelt eulogies from his martial arts co-stars and friends, those who respected and loved him both on and off screen. Let's begin. The first time I came across Richard Norton was in 2021 during the COVID pandemic when he was a guest on The Art of Action, episode 11, with martial artist actor Scott Adkins. At first, I didn't recognize him. I saw the chapter titled Mr. Nice Guy. Then when it clicked, I remember him from the scene where Jackie Chan is tied up with ropes trying to fight Richard. At the time, that was the only film that I had seen him in. Of course, over the years, I watched a lot more of his work, such as The 𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗖𝗛, Force 5, Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars, Millionaires Express, aka Shanghai Express, Magic Crystal, Fight to Win, Lady Dragon, City Hunter, Mr. Nice Guy. I still have more on my list to explore, but that interview was an eye-opening. Hearing Richard talk about his journey in the world of martial arts taught me so much and deepened my appreciation for him as both as a martial artist and an actor. Let's proceed. There were many beautiful, well-written eulogies, but I had to make the difficult choice of selecting only a few. So this right here is from a tribute from Black Belt magazine, which they are currently known for publishing so many regarding martial arts magazine, including action movie stars, real masters in life, martial arts, associated only with martial arts. So in the cover, we got Richard Norton, and this is Grandmaster 𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗖𝗛. She's a world champion in mixed martial arts, kickboxing and Muay Thai, stunt woman, choreographer, and actress. And so I'm going to show you guys the tribute. The Black Belt magazine family, along with martial artists around the world, is deeply saddened by the passing of Richard Norton. From his early days as a stuntman to becoming a global martial arts movie icon, Richard's journey was nothing short of legendary. He will forever be remembered for his sharp sense of humor, humble spirit, and unwavering dedication as a martial artist, teacher, and devoted husband. Rest in power, Richard Norton. Your legacy lives on in every kick, punch, and lesson you left. Beautiful tribute. Well said, guys. So this is a tribute from the Team Norton Academy, aka the Richard Norton Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Association. As you can see, there's also the logo behind with the medieval shield and sword, and that's pretty cool logo. I'm going to show you guys what they wrote. Words cannot express the heartbreak of losing Richard Norton. More than a legendary martial artist, he was a mentor, a true friend, a man of kindness and wisdom who was deeply loved by so many. His presence was a gift, his impact immeasurable, and his spirit will live on in the countless lives he touched. Our hearts go out to his beloved wife Judy and all who knew and loved him. Rest in peace, Richard. You will always be remembered, always missed, and always loved. Yes, really cool tribute. This is a picture that Dr. Robert Goldman chose. He's a martial artist, physician, and surgeon. So this is him with Richard Norton and also Grandmaster Samuel Sifu. I'm going to show you guys another picture also before that. So this is a picture he shared from last October at the Fine Art Theater Beverly Hills. That was regarding the premiere of Black Creek, if I'm not mistaken, which is Cynthia Rothrock currently producing, writing. The movie is all done. It's just that it's coming out in something in 2025. I don't know the date exact, but I'm excited to see. It's a martial arts Western film, so that's really cool. Richard Norton's in it. And so here we have Dr. Robert Goldman. We got Michelle Wu, a martial artist actress. She's also in the movie. We got also Richard Norton and Andy Cheng, which people might recognize him from some of the movies he appeared with Jackie Chan in the Rush Hour trilogy, including he's an Hong Kong actor, a stuntman, a martial artist, and an action choreographer and former member of the Jackie Chan stunt team. Yeah, really cool picture. The martial arts community just suffered a devastating loss. One of the dearest close friends, hero, and icons just passed unexpectedly, following a workout. Richard Norton was one of the greatest in our industry, and this comes as a terrible blow to us all. We just saw each other within the last month during the filming of the Black Creek movie. We're all in shock. Amazing interview with Grandmaster Norton. This is the link regarding the Martial Arts History Museum with Grandmaster Michael Matsuda, who did an interview with him a couple of years ago, and it's 8 minutes interview. I saw it. Richard Norton has a sense of authenticity philosophy. It's really inspiring. I recommend watching it. Here it says Richard Norton, born January 6, 1950, was an Australian martial artist actor, stunt performer, stunt coordinator, security consultant, and a fight choreographer. He holds a 5th Dan black belt in Goju karate, a 6th Dan black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, an 8th Dan black belt in Chun Kudo, and a level 6 rank in American kickboxing. After high school, Norton worked as a bodyguard in the entertainment business before pursuing an acting career. So regarding his martial arts background, it's pretty interesting because the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is associated. He trained with the Machado brothers, who was also the cousins of the Gracie family, who was well known in martial arts world in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And Chun Kudo is the Chuck Norris system. Him and Chuck Norris were really close friends. And also he appeared in his classic movie, The 𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗖𝗛. At the end, when he's the Black Ninja fighting Chuck, it's really cool. And American kickboxing, he trained under Peter Cunningham and also Benny the Jet Urquidez, who people might know him for Wheels on Meals and Dragon's Forever when he fought Jackie Chan in those two iconic fight scenes. So the next tribute is regarding my good friend Michelle Wu, who was at the premiere that I mentioned regarding Dr. Robert Goldman. This is her and Richard Norton. I'm going to show you guys also a picture on set from Black Creek. So this is a picture of her and also Grandmaster Stephen Hayes. And also there's Richard Norton, who's playing antagonist in this movie. So I'm going to show you guys the tribute she wrote. Such a shocking, sad news about the passing of the legendary icon of martial arts and movie industry, Richard Norton. Had a great time knowing him through Black Creek on set and theater as well as chats with messages. And always feel honored that he put our picture together as his Facebook cover photo. I shot photos for him and Judy on set and was so touched by their love and his kindness to people around. May he rest in peace, and I will miss him in my heart. Deep condolences to Judy and his family. Well said, beautiful. So the next tribute is regarding my good friend and brother Nathan Geering, who's an exceptional martial artist and innovative regarding his techniques in Kung Fu. He's a world champion as well. And yeah, so this is him on the set of Black Creek with Richard Norton. Pretty cool picture. Woke up to really sad news to hear the passing of martial arts legend Richard Norton. An inspiration to many around the world, both on and off the screen. His legacy will live on through his films and teachings. Well said, my friend. So the next tribute is regarding my good friend and brother Vincent Lin, who ironically this picture, I used it on my podcast with him, if you guys recall. So this is him, the Grandmaster, the Lady Dragon herself, Cynthia Rothrock, American fighting actor Don the Dragon Wilson, and also Richard Norton. I just heard the heartbreaking news of the passing of the legendary martial artist Richard Norton. I am truly at loss for words. Richard was not only a phenomenal martial artist, but also a kind, generous soul who touched so many lives with his talent, wisdom, and warmth. My deepest prayers and blessings go out to his beloved wife, Judy. May you find strength and comfort in the love that surrounds during this unimaginable loss. I'm sharing this photo from a mirror time, a beautiful moment spent among friends, Richard, Cynthia Rothrock, and Don Wilson. It's a reminder of the joy, laughter, and camaraderie we were lucky enough to share. Life is so incredibly fragile. May we cherish every moment, hold our loved ones close, and honor the legacy of those who leave us too soon. Rest in peace, Richard. You will be deeply missed, but not forgotten. Beautiful, well written, my friend. So also, this is Winston George Ellis. He contacted me a couple weeks ago. Really sweet guy and a good friend and brother. We always chat and definitely going to do a podcast in the future. He was part of the Hong Kong action movies back in those days, and it's really cool to talk to somebody about this. And so this is him and Richard Norton back in the 90s. This is a cool picture. I'm going to show you guys the tribute. My deepest condolences to his family. He was truly one of the greats. I had the honor to work with him back in my days in Hong Kong. Rest in peace, Richard Norton. Beautiful, well said, my friend. The next one is, people might recognize him as Ron Balicki. He's an exceptional martial artist, a teacher, and trying to preserve the legacy of Filipino martial arts under Dan Inosanto, which also is his father-in-law, including his wife, who's a martial arts actress, stunt woman, fight choreographer, Diana Lee Inosanto, who people might recognize her from Ahsoka. She plays one of the witch, Morgan. And yeah, she's also the goddaughter of Bruce Lee. So this is him and Richard Norton in a pic. I'm going to show you guys also another picture where they train together. That's a very cool picture. This is Kali's stick. This is him and Richard, probably training also Jeet Kune Do. Sometimes he goes to different countries to give a training seminar. He has a YouTube channel, which is the Mars, which is Martial Arts Research System. And if you guys are interested to subscribe to his YouTube channel, I highly recommend it. Today I lost one of my mentors, someone who was truly larger than life, Richard Norton. Wasn't just a martial arts icon, a cinematic legend, he was a force of nature, a warrior, a teacher, a friend. Diana Lee Inosanto and I are heartbroken. Richard meant so much to both of us, not just for what he accomplished, but for what he was, kind, generous, passionate, and always full of wisdom and a bit of mischief. I'm beyond grateful for the time we spent together. Every moment with Richard was a gift, whether we were training, laughing, sharing stories, or just being present. I will forever hold that time close, time well spent. Rest easy, my friend. Your impact will never fade. Briefly well said, my friend. So the next one is Diana Lee Inosanto, who's in the middle. Like I mentioned, this is Ron Balicki's wife, and also she's the daughter of Danny Inosanto, Bruce Lee's best friend, who also was the one who trained Nunchaku for Bruce Lee's Game of Death film. They did also the iconic fight scenes. And yeah, that's pretty cool picture of those three legends. This is what she wrote. With a heavy heart, I express before you today the passing of our dear family friend, Richard Norton. He was not just a Hollywood martial artist, an accomplished Australian actor, but truly a beautiful human being who touched the lives of everyone fortunate enough to know him. Richard's friendship meant the world to the Inosanto Balicki family, and we will forever be grateful for the profound impact he made not only in the world of martial arts, but in our lives. One of my fondest memories of Richard is when he and his lovely wife Judy came to visit our home during a challenging time. My husband, Ron Balicki, was mentally preparing for surgery just days away. Richard, along with my father, Dan Inosanto, was there at a private gathering I hosted meant to lift Ron's spirit. It was a truly special moment, a perfect reflection of Ohana, a gathering of love, support, and friendship. That day, surrounded by friends who became family, we witnessed the beauty of life in its purest form. These moments, rich with love and connection, are what we hold closest to our hearts. Thank you, Richard Norton, for sharing your magnetic spirit with the world. Your legacy will continue to inspire and uplift us, and you will always remain in our hearts. Well said. Beautiful. So this is from the Inosanto Academy of Martial Arts. And yeah, as you can see, we got beautiful pictures of Richard Norton flexing his muscles with a side, doing a flying sidekick. We got also Richard and Diana Inosanto. Also Richard, I'm presuming, with his wife Judy on top. And also under, it's from the behind the scenes on set with Underdog Kids. Back got released in 2015. We got Diana Inosanto, Richard Norton, Don the Dragon Winston, and Benny the Jet Urquidez, which I mentioned a couple minutes ago. So there it is. It is with great sadness that we announce the passing of martial art legend Richard Norton. Loving husband to wife Judy, martial arts master and martial arts action film star, beloved instructor, and our dear friend. Soke, which means in the Japanese term grandmaster or head of family, founding student Zendo Kai Australia, 10th Dan black belt, Shihan 5th Dan black belt, and Guru Yu 6th degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Machado family. 8th Dan black belt in Chun Kung Do, 6th degree kickboxing. And also I forgot to mention something important. He trained also in various forms of martial arts. Judo, karate, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Aikido, Thai boxing, and several Japanese weapons systems. Richard also made the time to visit Paula and I at our academy. Always a class act, Richard will take the time to share stories over 3 hours lunches and spend time talking with our students back at the academy. So many memories of our time together here in California and in Australia during my yearly visits. You will be missed, my friend. Our sincere condolences to Judy, family, friends, and students down in Paula Inosanto. Well said, well said. So the next one is regarding his good friend Benny the Jet Urquidez. This is from the movie Return of the Kick Fighter from 1987. I haven't seen this movie yet, but it looks quite good to see these two in action. So I'm going to show you guys another picture. So this is Richard at a convention, I'm presuming, with Benny the Jet, Benny the Jet's wife, and also Richard Norton's wife, Judy. A pretty cool pic. We are completely devastated and in shock over the sudden loss of our dear friend Richard Norton. He was a profound warrior, a beautiful soul, and will be deeply missed. Our love and deepest condolences go out to his beautiful wife, Judy, and family. Well said. So the next tribute is regarding his good friend and legend, martial artist fighter himself, Chuck Norris. So this is from the movie that I mentioned, The Octagon. And Richard played the antagonist in this one as well. And yeah, that's a pretty cool pick. This is Chuck Norris and Grandmaster Richard Norton. So I'm going to show you guys what Chuck Norris wrote. I am absolutely heartbroken by the loss of my dear friend and brother Richard Norton. The wonderful memories we shared will live be cherished in my heart. Richard, you made me not only a better martial artist, but a better person. You inspired so many, and your legacy and impact will continue to live on for generations to come. You were truly one of the finest men I ever known. I long for more time together, but I take comfort in the fact that we will meet again. Please join Gina and me in praying for Judy, Richard's wife, best friend, and the love of his life, as well as their family during their devastating time. I love you, brother. Rest in peace, Richard Norton. Well said by Chuck Norris. This is from a tribute regarding Bay Logan, who's a film producer, a writer, and a martial artist, an Asian film historian, and a magazine publisher, expert in Hong Kong cinema. So, yeah. If I was 6 feet tall, with blonde hair, I'll rule the world, said Bruce Lee to John Saxon. That describes my late friend Richard Norton, who did indeed rule the martial arts world. Growing up, I knew of Richard as a former karate student under my father Tino Sebarano Hanshi. He was Uncle Richard to my kids, more of a big brother figure to me. The news of his sudden passing is so hard to take. Throughout my life and career in martial arts and movies, Richard was like a North Star, both constant and kind to travelers. Beyond the familial connection, Richard's life and career intersected with almost every era of pop culture that influenced me. He bodyguarded such musical icons of mine as James Taylor, Fleetwood Mac, and the Rolling Stones. Discovered down under by Chuck Norris, Norton became a key member of the American Stars team. Dwelling him on screen at the end of The Octagon, it's the Chuck Norris fact that he had sustained a crocodile bite to get Richard out of Australia. Fortunately, the crocodile recovered. Chuck Norris jokes. Richard went on to become an action hero in his own right in the Philippines and was also introduced to Asia's greatest martial arts double act, Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung. Richard's skills and work ethic met the exacting standards of both men who cast him time after time. In both East and West, Richard was partnered with Cynthia Rothrock, and they became the Rogers and Astaire of martial arts cinema. Given Richard's sense of humor, he'd allow me to sum up his passing with one word: painful. Nice. So this is from Sifu Alex Richter, who's well known in the Wing Chun system in New York. He has his own dojo. Also, he has his own podcast called The Kung Fu Genius. This is a tribute that he did. I woke up this morning to the news of Richard Norton's passing and still can't believe it. I never had the chance to meet Richard in person. I was fortunate enough to interview him on my podcast. It was a huge honor for me. I remember how nervous I was when we started the Zoom call, but Richard's affable nature immediately put me at ease. During our conversation, we delve into some fascinating stories from his incredible life in martial arts and entertainment. His iconic fight with Sammo Hung still ranks one of my favorite screen fights of all time. He refers to Twinkle and Twinkle Lucky Stars. It's a classic fight indeed. I've been a fan of Richard since I was young. I first read about him at the age 8 in Rick Meyer's amazing book From Bruce Lee to the Ninjas. It feels as though I've known Richard for a very long time. This is truly a devastating loss, and my heart goes out to his family, especially Judy, during this difficult time. Richard's legacy will continue to inspire many and will be deeply missed. Peace, Sifu Alex Richter, aka the Kung Fu Genius. Well said, beautiful. Next one is the Grandmaster, the Queen of Martial Arts, the Lady Dragon herself, Cynthia Rothrock. As you can see, this is from the set of Black Creek. We got Keith Cook as well, martial arts legend and Wushu champion. We got also Richard Norton on the right, playing the antagonist in this movie as well. So I'm going to show you guys also the poster. We got Richard Norton, Keith Cook, Cynthia Rothrock, R. Marcus Taylor, Donald Dragon Wilson. Pretty cool picture honoring the Western genre. I am beyond words and deeply shocked by the sudden passing of my dear friend and fellow martial artist Richard Norton. The martial arts world has lost a true legend. We share an incredible journey, starting to get in numerous action films from China O'Brien, Millionaires Express, Rage and Honor to Lady Dragon. I was thrilled to have it join the cast of Black Creek as the formidable antagonist Damien Sinclair. His performance was nothing short of extraordinary. Our final fight scene together will forever hold a special place in my heart. a moment I always cherish as the last dance of the Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Of martial arts action, Richard's talent, kindness, and dedication to the martial arts will continue to inspire generations to come. Beautifully well said. The next one is Keith Vitali. He shared a picture of him on set with Richard Norton regarding Black Creek. I'm going to show you guys what he wrote. I am personally more than devastated hearing about the passing of Richard Norton. I can't believe it because he was always the poster boy for eternal youth. The entire martial arts community is in mourning over the loss of this great man. Richard was a loving husband to his beautiful wife Judy, who Kathy and I loved and have her in our prayers. He was a giant icon in the martial arts, an incredible talented film star, and one of the greatest ambassadors to the martial arts worldwide. He was also one of my first mentors, a wonderful true friend that I love beyond words, and I will always remember the great times we shared together. I had my very first movie fight scene with Richard in Force 5, then share our last movie together in Cynthia Rothrock's movie Black Creek. I will also miss every time he ended a text to me saying, "Love you, mate." Yeah, beautiful, well said. So this is from also my friend John Salvitti, who fought the Nguyen in so many icon Hong Kong classics like 𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗖𝗛 and so this is what he wrote: the passing of a great many mutual colleagues, Hong Kong originals, and on, everything about Richard Norton being one of the greats is all you'd hear. He worked with many of the best in the biz, but he was a true warrior martial artist with multiple black belts across all arts. Spoke just recently, a couple months back, to work together. Richard, you will be deeply missed in so many levels. From the arts to family, rest in peace, my warrior brother. You did these arts honor and of every level possible and paved the way for us all. You see you one day again, warrior 𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗖𝗛, brother. Beautifully well said. So this is a picture from James Gunn while they were making the Suicide Squad. We got John Cena as Peacemaker. We got also Richard Norton. And also we got 𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗪𝗓, who plays Colonel Rick Flag. You also see the stunt doubles. So I'm going to show you guys what James Gunn wrote. Richard Norton was a wonderfully talented stunt performer, stunt coordinator, and actor. He was also a friend. I met Richard as the fight choreographer on the Suicide Squad. He choreographed the Harley escape scene, Peacemaker vs. Rick Flag Jr., and more. He was a tough but sweet Australian dude with a hearty laugh and a million stories about his years making movies. I'd constantly grill him for tales about working on the 90s Hong Kong movies we both loved so much, and he was always happy to oblige. Richard seems 20 years younger than he was, so I was particularly surprised to wake up this morning to hear of his passing. My love goes out to his entire family, all his friends and co-workers who loved him, and especially his wife Judy, who we always spoke of even with more gusto than when discussing exchanging on-screen blows with Jackie Chan. The film world will be a less vibrant place without him. Rest in peace, friend. Well said. Beautiful. This is from a former WWE wrestler, Nathan Jones. Also, many of you might know him from Troy, from Unleashed, when he fought Jet Li in the ring, and also Police Story 4 when he's chasing Jackie Chan in the hotel room. So this actually he shared it regarding the Sifu Michael Matsuda Martial Arts History Museum, the interview that Richard Norton did a couple years ago of 8 minutes, which I deeply enjoyed this eulogy. I really love what he said. So here it is. In memory of Richard Norton, this short video says so much about the kind of man he was. Richard dedicated his life to martial arts not just as a fighter, but as a student of discipline, philosophy, and integrity. He talks here about the importance of honor, the danger of ego in the martial arts world, and how we should strive to be more than just strong, we should strive to be good. In a world where many are focused on hurting others or seeking validation through violence, Richard reminds us that true martial arts is about balance, responsibility, and becoming a better human being. This message is one of the reasons he earned the respect of so many. I hope it reaches those who need to hear it. Well said. I agree 100%. So a couple months ago, my good friend David, aka the Viking Samurai, he did an interview with Richard Norton. He also wrote a small tribute under part 1 of the video. I'm going to show you guys what he said. Definitely a sad day indeed. Richard Norton has sadly passed away. It wasn't too long ago that I interviewed him, and he looked and seemed to be king of good health. He was such a kind soul, a wonderful human being, and martial artist. You can get a sense of that by watching him talk about how he entered the world of film and became a martial arts movie legend. Rest in peace, Richard Norton. Well said, my friend. So this one is interesting. This person, Vinh Nguyen, contacted me a day before Richard's passing. He wanted to connect and interact. And for what I've heard of him, he makes action films. He's a martial artist practitioner. He's trained under Sifu Damien Choremoto. And a couple months ago, as you can see from the picture, he has his own YouTube channel in Melbourne, Australia, Richard Norton. He wanted to meet him. And not only that, but Richard got to talk to him and spend time with him and also train with him how to perform a punch and show him the action in general. And it was really cool. And also he did 2 movies with him regarding Focus on Ability and Tiger Cop Project K with also co-star Maria Tran. So I'm going to show you guys the next pic from behind the scenes. So as you can see, Vin is so happy to be on set, having a good time with Richard Norton. Also Maria Tran, as you can see, she's there as well. I'm going to show you guys 2 tributes, one from Vin and the other from Tiger Cop. A great heart. Thank you, Grandmaster Richard Norton, for good time in films. Rest in peace. We are devastated to hear of the passing of the legend Richard Norton. We had the great honor of working with Richard on Tiger Cop Project K last year. His knowledge and years of experience will always stay with us. Richard's contributions have united countless individuals and will continue to inspire generations. We remain forever grateful for all that he has done, and he will continue to inspire us. He will be incredibly missed. Our hearts and prayers go to his family. Offset. So the last tribute I wanted to show, this is the message that I wrote to him back in August 22nd, 2024, when I was at the time configuring my podcast slowly. I contacted him so we could stay in touch, and also I'll let him know and keep an update. I'm not going to read the whole message, but what's so cool about it is that I responded back, as you can see down on the left. And I kind of cut when he shares his email address. I don't want to share his personal email address. So I'm going to show you guys the last conversation of him and I. This is where I contacted him. I just wanted to spoke to him about it. I was mentioning about my interview with Vincent Part 3, which we mentioned Jackie Chan and Operation Condor. And this was the response. He's like, cool, I will check it out, Nadir. Do you want me to send the link? Thank you, my friend, telling me that he wanted to see it. And he was like, yes, please. There's also another pic that I want to show you guys. So this was the last time we spoke. So we were speaking about Vincent Lin, and also I told him about another surprise regarding the Martial Arts Hall of Honors, which I got inducted. And I sent him the link so he could see who I met, his longtime friend Cynthia Rothrock, Dr. Dragon Wilson, so many other great people. And afterwards, we haven't really spoke. That was pretty much the last conversation. You know, for me, he's been part of my social media, whether on Instagram and on Facebook. So that's really cool. And I'm going to show you guys the tribute that I wrote to him the day that I found out that he passed away. I just received some devastating and shocking news. My friend, the legendary martial artist, teacher, stuntman, fight choreographer, stunt coordinator, personal bodyguard for rock and roll bands, and Australian actor Richard Norton has passed away. This feels so real. Back in August, I reached out to Richard, hoping to have him as a guest on my podcast when I was preparing to launch it. He accepted my friend request on Facebook and followed me back on Instagram. Since then, we had the opportunity to stay in touch, and he was always respectful and kind to me. He often called me mate. I was genuinely interested when I was updating him about what was happening, whether it was related to my podcast or the news. The last time we chatted was on March 6th, when I sent him the link about my induction in the Martial Arts Hall of Fame. I also told him about meeting Cynthia Rothrock and many others, including my interview with Vincent Lin. Where we talk about Jackie Chan, Richard asked me to send him the link, which really meant a lot to me. I was really looking forward to having him on the podcast and discussing those glorious fight scenes he was involved in during his peak years, battling against icons like Chuck Norris, Cynthia Rothrock, Yasuaki Kurata, Andy Lau, Jackie Chan, and Sammo. I want to share those beautiful memories from my first encounter with him through texting to our last conversation. Thank you, mate, Richard, for the memories and your incredible presence on screen. It was an honor to have connected with you on social media. Even though we never met in person, you welcomed me with open arms, and I will truly miss you. It would have been an even greater honor to have met you in person. Yeah, it would have been. I would like to say thank you, Richard Norton. Your legacy will forever be remembered, and in your final moments, you remain a true role model to all of us. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And for the comments, I'd love to hear from you. If you have a fond memory of Richard Norton, whether from his movies, training, meeting him in person, or even a brief interaction on social media, please share it here on YouTube so we can honor his legacy together. I'll also be adding links in the description to some of his great interviews, including conversations with Scott Adkins, Alex Richard, and more. Thank you everyone for being a part of this tribute. God bless you everyone. Thank you very much.